Greetings, I'm Sabra Starnes, clinical social worker. I'm licensed in Maryland, DC, and Virginia, and I am a play therapist. I am a registered play therapist supervisor, and I love helping mental health clinicians to understand about the world of play therapy. And so I'm sharing with you Virginia Axeline's 8 Principles of Play Therapy. Virginia Axeline was the author of Play Therapy and of the book Dibs in Search of Self. And she was acknowledged authority on the technique of play therapy in the treatment of emotionally disturbed children. She has really brought so much to the world of play therapy and understanding when we say allowing the child to lead in a play therapy session, where we allow children to choose and decide what they'd like to do in session as the therapist leads, knowing that it's not just play. The children are developing emotional and social skills, kinesthetic, sensory, motor, emotional learning that's happening when clients are able to come into a room that has toys, doll houses, paint, sand tray, bibliotherapy books, just an array of different things that clients then can select and choose for their healing. So the 8 principles of play therapy are: 1, develop a warm, friendly relationship in the child in which good rapport is established as soon as possible. So the therapist is really building a warm, engaging, fun, interactive relationship that's honest and authentic. Next, accept the child exactly as he or she is. By that, we are accepting a client for their gender identity, their ethnicity, who they are, understanding neurodiversity, that we really, when the client walks in, that we see the client for who they are and they are able to feel comfortable, safe in expressing themselves however they need to and want to and do. Next, establishing a feeling of permissiveness in the relationship so the child feels free to express his or her feelings completely. And I often say this to mental health clinicians when I'm doing training and supervision, is that there is a power dynamic that is play within the therapeutic relationship. That as a therapist, we hold the power, and it's important that we use that power in a way that's supportive, empathetic, and understanding, and that we are not the experts of our clients' experiences, and that we are be alert to recognize the feelings the child is expressing and reflects those feelings back to him or her in such a manner that he or she gains insight into his or her behavior. This is an area that's really important if you're going through and wanting to understand child-centered play therapy. This is where the therapist uses tracking and reflective listening and reflective responding in a way that really helps the client to feel heard and understood. And then next, it's to maintain a deep respect for the child's ability to solve his or her own problems. That the responsibility to make choices and to institute change is the child's. That we as a clinician give all our techniques, interventions, and our training and experience, but we still must allow the child to find their way. And next, that we do not attempt to direct the child's actions or conversations in any manner. That regardless of the age of the child, 3, 10, 15, that we are really allowing them the freedom of expression. And we aren't just saying it in our intake, but that we're really showing it in our sessions. And that we allow the child to lead the way, that the child leads the way in session. We are there to follow their interactions, in their creativity, and their imagination, that we are really allowing the child to lead from the moment they step into the door until they leave. And that we do not attempt to hurry along the therapy, that it is a gradual process and is recognized as such by the therapist and by the parents. So this is really important as a clinician, that you help parents understand that there's not a one way, or it's only going to take this many. It's not a cookie cutter approach here. That's really an organic and thoughtful way of how the child heals, and we don't have a definite timeline on when that will happen. And that we establish only those limits that are necessary to anchor the therapy to the world of reality and to make the child aware of his or her responsibility in the relationship. I very infrequently say no. I'm often always saying yes, either with my words or with my actions, with my eyes. If I say no, it's around safety. It's around helping a client to establish understanding, but it's oftentimes the space is really we want to help clients to feel safe and secure. So those are the 8 principles of play therapy, and they're used if you're using in a directive or non-directive approach in play therapy. All right, be well. Bye.